Hello all, and this is a pretty fun video for me to do. It only happens like once in a blue moon for me because I'm not a millionaire, just a comic collector. So what I have here is I have about 5 years worth of comics that I saved up at heritage auctions. And if you've seen my channel a little bit in the past, I don't know, last time I did this was a couple of years ago. So now I got another box. We're gonna see what's inside. Obviously, no, I know what's inside. But it'll be fun to look into the comics. Some of these I actually have never, well, all of these I've never seen. Uh, I've never actually laid my eyes on them, the actual copies. I've just seen pictures of them. And some I've never even seen at all, since some inherited auctions, they just show you like three instead of like when you buy a lot of five. So we'll see exactly what's inside. And yes, I'm in my room where it's dedicated to all my like geek nerdy stuff. So there's my whole comic book collection. I've got my Megazords. I got Legos. I've got like a combination of both, right? With like Optimus Prime as a Lego. In any case, and now we're gonna add to my collection with this box today some really rare Golden Age comics. I'll go through them and give some comments. Some are rare, some are not. We'll have fun. So we'll open this up. Let's see what's the best way. Yeah, and the reason why I do this is because it's very expensive to ship from the US to Canada, and I'm in Canada. So I just wait to have like a whole bunch to ship. It's always an ordeal because I have to like write to FedEx and make them be my official importer. It's basically like you have to like import your own comics. Let's see here. Okay. And yeah, inside there's some cool stuff waiting for me. If you're wondering, if you didn't see my other previous videos, I collect a lot of Fawcett Comics, and Fawcett is the company that who you may call Shazam comes from. Even though he's in DC, in the Golden Age era when there was Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all those guys at DC, Fawcett had Shazam, who back then was called Captain Marvel, and that comic book became so popular, so outsold Superman, that they were sued, and that's why today DC has those Fawcett characters. But these are from that olden times, right? That's what we'll see. And I got some first appearances of those Golden Age characters in here. So that's going to be pretty fun. Alright. Great, so within the box there is another box. Fun. I mean, obviously they really expect them. There's some not priceless, obviously everything has a price, I paid for it. But there are some very pricey comics in here. Or very rare comics, so I do get why they want it to be protected. That just makes this part of the video a bit longer though, so my apologies for that. Too bad, it looked like a more impressive lot. Now is this tiny box. Alright. Okay. Let's see what's inside. This is making for some riveting television. I got like, all right. Oh, come on. Okay. Now in here, let's see what I got. Okay, so we'll start with this one here. Actually, I got a few. So it comes in. I forget how many. I believe I have 7 lots. So it comes in these 3 packages here. We'll open this one here, see what I got. And yes, I'm making most of this because I won't have a chance like this for a while. Especially not for some of these comics. Like for this one. Yeah. This is, it's not great with the lighting. But this is a first appearance. This is the very first appearance of... That's too bad you don't see it too well. But maybe that's better. This is the first appearance of Mary Marvel. And it's a 0.5, and you might think that's a terrible grade. What the hell? Why would I buy this? Well, this is actually a very fun comic to buy in 0.5. So, while yes, 0.5 is accurate, it doesn't actually mean that the comic looks like total trash. The idea here is that it just so happens that this comic, which is very much a key comic, back in the day, there would be these collectible cards in the back of the comic, and I'll show it to you. And kids would remove those cards. So see the back here, there are these collectible cards. Well, there were, and they were cut there. They were cut off like, what was this, from 1942? So they were cut off like 7 years ago. The comics look like this. Now, it's still a very decent looking book, but obviously CGC can't tell you that it's complete. It's not. It's missing those cards. And you'll see it this here, like for example, I'll read you what it says here. It says comics cards missing from back cover. There's also 2 extra staples added after manufacturing. So it's considered incomplete. Now, you can look at, this is Captain Marvel Adventures 18. You can look online, Heritage Auctions, which is where I bought this one. They have a few others that they sold in the past. And not one is the same, like the labeling on top. This is still such a rare book that whenever CGC gets one in 0.5, they label it differently. Either it's in capital letters or it's written differently in the comics is somewhere else. Anyways, it's very much an idiosyncratic book, and they all look very different, and they can range in prices. So I paid this one about, let's see, just so you know exactly where I'm at with this thing. I believe I paid like $500 for it, something like that. Okay, and that's the range that it goes. Let's see, yeah, so I paid this $528, which I think is perfectly fine, because you could look online, and some that look even worse than this are $2,000, almost $3,000, depending on what it is, because it's such a rare book, and it's such a key book, the first appearance of Mary Marvel, that whoever's there at the time when it's on, if there are several people competing for it, then the price goes up. In my time, I was able to get it for only $500, and it's a very nice looking issue. But of course, it's 8.5. It's just funny that they could all vary so much in the fact that it's with the 0.5. So it's a way to get a really, really good book for cheap if you're buying it at the right time. Now seems to be a better time. The pandemic was freaking insane. It went up, like I said, up to $3,000. I bought it right before. In any case, this is a book I'm very, very happy to get. First appearance of Mary Marvel. All right. Next thing here. What do we have here? I gotta be careful. Okay, this is a less interesting lot. Still fun, but less interesting. We'll see. Okay, I'm seeing Teen Titans. I feel like Al Pacino when he announced the Oscars. I see Teen Titans. So yeah, this is a Teen Titans lot. At least one of them, because they're all packed. So we'll start with this one. Okay, so it's different stuff. This is a Teen Titans lot. Here. Open up so you see what's inside. Like I said, I haven't seen all of these. I don't know what they all entail. I just remember buying it for a very good price. Or at least a price that I found perfectly fine. There's 3. Oh, okay. Only 3, so yes, I have seen them. Okay, it's fun. I'll show you. No, this is key too. Not this one. This one not so much. But this is key. Check this. You got first and second appearance of Metamorpho. Even though it's with the Metamorpho on it, it's actually the comic is Brave and the Bold. And that's yeah, so that's where it introduced, like it says this one here. So it's Brave and Bold introduces Metamorpho, number 57. And I bought this a while back before we even knew that Metamorpho would be in the upcoming James Gunn Superman movie. Will this go up? I don't know. It's DC. But I got it for, what was it? It was like a nothing price. Let's see. Yeah, $94. So for $94, I get these 3 comics. Where's the other one go? There we go. And yeah, perfectly fine with that. So that's some fun key DC stuff. I'll put it aside. Now, speaking of fun key DC stuff, this one I just bought very recently. I'm very happy with it. This is the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. I'll open so you can see. It is labeled as a 6.0, but it is unpressed. And Heritage Auctions does have some people from CGC working for them in the grading department. They're very good at grading. And they want no trouble from whenever someone gets their comic. So oftentimes, not often, they're deals that they grade extremely conservatively. So if it goes to Heritage, if it goes to CGC, it would score that or more, especially since this is not pressed. So here it is. Yeah. Yeah, the reflection's terrible. Sorry about that. But here it is. Oh, I'm not gonna take it out. There's not there's no protective layer under this, so we'll leave it as such. But yes, I am very happy to have this. I already had a copy that was it was ugly. It had like a coffee stain. Got it for cheap, so I was happy about that. But I bought it when the prices were a lot higher, so I couldn't afford much. But this one ends up being what? Let's see. Yeah, $400. So $400 for the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul, which I think looks really, really good. We'll see what car comes up. If ever I do decide to send to CGC, maybe not. I don't necessarily care about CGC, but I do care about knowing what value this is in case I do want to resell it, or just insurance, or just knowing what I have. I like at least knowing the value of my collection for myself. Okay, now this is stuff that I live for. So this is a whole pack of Whiz Comics. These are all very, very rare comics. Not expensive at all. I'll tell you what the price is. But these are all, like we talk about comics like Action Comics #1 or Detective Comics #27, right? We know those comics. These are as rare as those. But obviously for a fraction of the price, since they're not key issues. Also, they're not, like I said, they're not DC. I'll say they're not Marvel, but Marvel wasn't even the company that you know it as in the Golden Age. These are not classic DC books. They are from Fawcett, and I'll see what they are. So these are, Whiz Comics. Yeah, I guess that's it. Do I have the grade? Yeah, the average grade, not great, is a GDVG, so about 3.0. Okay, so we got Whiz Comics #20. We have Whiz Comics #21. And I haven't had none of these, so that's very fun to add to my collection. It's rare that you can buy a lot, especially when I've got already quite a few that are all sequentially enough and that I don't have in my collection. So that to me is a big plus. So I don't have to resell or have doubles. I like that. This is the one I wanted a lot for. Even though I'm happy with all of them, this is one I was actually actively searching for. This is Whiz Comics #24. And I love it because it's just fun. So it's Captain Marvel going, this is just like playing football. So he's receiving like a torpedo or a bomb. Right? And this I do like all because this is, remember, this is all these are 10-cent comics. This is from the World War II era. So that's fun. This is also like acts as World War II memorabilia. Okay. This, very important. This is crazy. I'm so happy. So if you're wondering how much I paid for all this, before I get to this one, so there's 5 of these, and they cost me $1,600. And to me, that is a bargain. Why? Because of this comic here. This is a first appearance. This is the first appearance of Captain Marvel Jr., who you may know as Freddy from the Shazam films. Okay, so back in the day, the first one in the Marvel family was Captain Marvel, Billy Batson. Then there was Freddy, and then there was Mary, who we already saw. So in the same lot, I got first appearance of Mary and first appearance of Freddy. Now, what's crazy is that, I'll show it to you, when Heritage posted it, I don't know if you can see it, but like, they were telling you what's inside, and this comic was not one of the ones, while it was listed, I had no clue what it looked like. So I'm seeing it now with you for the very first time, what it actually ends up looking like, what the condition is. So I guess that's why people didn't bid on this as much, because the thing is that this comic alone is $1,600 if it's in the condition it says. So I have this plus all the rest for 1,600, as if like buying this and the rest are free. Yeah, this lot would not sell for that today, and I think it's because they just, for some reason, Heritage just didn't put a picture of this one. And honestly, it looks phenomenal. There is obviously, you can see some staining here, but like if this comes back as a 3.0 or even hell a 4.0, 4.5, it starts like escalating really high, because this is a key Golden Age book. I'm really, really happy about this, guys. I'm seeing this with Freddy. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. This is glorious. I'm going to look into it a bit later to see where Freddy shows up for the first time. Oh, man. I can't believe this is finally in my collection. This is really, really, really fun. I'll never own the first appearance of Captain Marvel, so Whiz Comics #2. I'll never own that. But I own this now. I'm really, really happy. Happy to share this moment with you guys. Okay, so yeah, so all these three, what am I saying? All these 5 for $1,600. And that one, maybe, who knows how much that one's worth. I'll figure out one day. Okay. Basically, you saw the big stuff. I always forget what's left. There's some more Captain Marvel stuff. Nothing is as cool as what you just saw. No. Wait, that's a comic that, like, that's why I like collecting these. Like, $1,600, you may say, is a lot of money, and it is. Of course it is. I feel very lucky to be able to afford that. But, however, if you look at, like, a Batman comic, not even something that's, like, key, is $1,000 these days, right? The Golden Age comics. So in this case, you get like 5 for that amount of money. And the only reason why it's expensive is because one of them was very much a key book. But I'll show you these. These are even cheaper. And oh yeah, so what's fun about these is that these are comics that someone can be working in comics, buying and selling comics their whole life, and they've never seen that book. Oftentimes when I show my collection to these people, just for fun, because I'm friends with them, that's the only way that they've ever actually held those books in their hands. There's no way of getting them unless you're buying from the States. Also, the fact that they are in Canada, and I don't even know if I don't think these books were ever circulated in Canada, so obviously that makes it an extra hard thing. You're not going to find this, and nobody has this in an attic in Canada. In the States, maybe, but then again, I mean, these books are already like 70 plus years old, so the people have, like, it's already happened. We're already the next generation. That's why people now are hunting, like, even these days, not collectors, but like dealers are looking for, like, people getting rid of their Copper Age books, stuff like that. So we're already past Golden Age. So yeah, I mean, it may happen you find a Silver Age treasure trove, but honestly, for Golden Age books like this, the only way you'll find them is through auctions, which is what I do. Okay, so now this is Captain Marvel #71. What's fun about this one is that, well, remember, these were all for kids back then, so like they all had like little gimmicks. This one has a gimmick where if you stare at a certain point and you move it around, it's going to look like it's like spinning for real, getting you all dizzy and hypnotized. So that's cute. Let's see. #71. See, this was $180. And it is a... what's the condition? That's right. It is very fine. So this would be a very, very well-preserved book. I don't know if you could tell. Look at the clean corners, right? So... So I don't know if I'll ever send these to CGC. It costs money, man. I don't like it's not like you'll get more. You'll like, if I were to sell it and it comes back an 8.0, it'll basically be what did I say, 171. It would be like $180 plus whatever it cost me CGC. So I'm not making any money off it. So I'll probably just keep it as this. But I'll put a nice little nice Mylar, and with that I'll be able to just bathe in the glory of this beautiful comic. There is a like slight stain here. I guess that's why they said VF minus and not VF. Look, these books are so rare, like especially when you get to the higher quality. Like, I don't like, are there, just spitballing here, you can always check on the registry, but I doubt that there's like 30 books that exist in the world that are of this quality and higher, or higher. Okay. Then we have, I love this one. Okay. This is Captain Marvel Adventures Number 13. So these are like, I have the higher number ones, which don't cost much, cost like 50, 30 bucks. These get a bit more pricier. Obviously the closer they are to number one, because they're older, also oftentimes rare. In this case, let's see. This one is $139. So for $139, I get what I consider to be a gorgeous book. I mean, of course, there's scuffs along the, let's see, side, right? It's not perfect spine, but I get this. To me, this is just freaking. This is glorious, right? Putting it here because it's a bit easier to see. There you go. See, this is just beautiful stuff. I adore all of this. And he looks great. Does he look awesome? Very happy with this. Very, very happy. The condition, if you're wondering, is a good plus, so that would be a 2.5 on 10. Like I said, but take into consideration, like I said, obviously not pressed. Would I ever press this? I don't know. They scored, so that's at least that grade. Who knows if it's that? But look, I'm looking at it. I see stains. I see some chipping on the side. I'm very happy to have this as a 2.5. Could be higher, I don't know. But I think it's a very nice looking 2.5, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. Like I said, for $139, I don't mind. These are like, for me, priceless books. Obviously, I'm saying that when there's a price. But yeah, to me, it's just books I never thought I would ever have. Very happy. And books that, like I said, other people have never seen, never held in their lives. Very rare books. Okay. Now for the last bit. This is a whole set. There's 8 of these. So some of these I forgot what actually is inside. I've seen the first one. I'll show you what, I don't know if you can tell. This is like what Heritage gives you. It gives you little pictures, right? When you only see 3. And this is the main one that they showed you. So this is Captain Marvel Adventures number 148. So just to show you like the discrepancy, right? This is number 13, and now we get to number 148. And this is cheaper. So you saw that one was $139. For all of these, let's see, there's 8. See, this was, $384. So $384 for 8, that means that it's way less than, it's like less than $50 a comic. So you have these like rare Golden Age comics for less than $50. I just find that awesome. And yeah, I recommend, please, everybody get them. If everybody starts collecting these, they go up in value. And by the way, that's the fun part about collecting these, is that while they're like slightly under the radar, it takes very little increase in demand for these to just skyrocket in price. As we saw with the pandemic, as we saw with this freaking book that it suddenly became like a $3,000 book all of a sudden, right? Because there's so few out there. So as soon as there's like a little bit more demand, because there is no supply to match with the demand ever. The supply is it. It's not going anywhere. So you're all dependent on demand. If you have just a little bit more demand, it could go exponentially up, right? Because like someone wants to have that book. Do they want to have this book? Who knows? I know I do. So like I said, all of this you're seeing less than $50 a comic. So this is Captain Marvel Adventures number 148. If you're wondering what the conditions are, what did they say? Let's see. The average is VG, so 4.0, right? But like they say average, so usually it's like you may have one that's 6.0, you may have one that's like 3.5, and averages out 4.0. The way I've seen it usually with Heritage though is that it usually means minimum 4.0. That's the way I've seen it from all the ones I've purchased in the past. Anyways, so number 148. Now we got this is beautiful stuff. Marvel Family 44. Look how nice. You can see it. This is some nice comic. You see, start to do it this way. It's the easiest way for the camera to make it work. Does that work better? That is a great looking book. Oh, I'm very happy with this book. Colors are bright. I don't know if you can tell. The blue is really nice. Can you see it? It's like these are the colors that the book would have had 70 years ago on the stand. It would have looked exactly like this. In terms of the colors, it would not have had, the bends that you see. That is beautiful stuff. Yes. Okay. So very happy about this one too. This is Whiz Comics 117. The reason I'm happy about this one is because I like to collect villain covers. And you didn't see many so far. Most of these, like most are not villain covers. In the most are like, sorry to say, like kind of silly, gimmicky covers because these were for kids. And this one is also silly and gimmicky because it's like, for example, it's Dr. Savannah that has like made a little puppet full of dynamite. He's got dynamite-sized pants. So yeah, fun stuff. But in any case, it's still a cover featuring a villain. His main villain, which is Dr. Savannah, played by Mark Strong in the first Shazam film. So yeah, this is number 117. Very happy about this. So this is another one of those dumb. Dumb is not nice. Silly covers. So this is basically Captain Marvel looking at the sign where everything's like forgotten. Okay, so this is number 92. I forget if I own this book already. I might. Like I said, when it comes to the higher numbers, I forget. But anyway, always fun fodder for trading or gift giving. I'm actually part of I'm on the CGC boards where I will be posting this video, and in it we have like a yearly the holiday raffle. And so what I'll do is if I do have extras of certain comics, these will be part of that raffle at the end of the year. So I can, because it's always fun to give. Like I said, these are, while not expensive, these are extremely rare comics. So it's always fun and appreciate to add some to your collection. Speaking of silly covers, this one is extremely silly. Not a fan, but I mean, I wasn't gonna say no to a cheaper than $50 Golden Age comic. So this is basically Captain Marvel being erased by the creator. And it is interesting because, just to show you the innovation of back then, what you have is, and people do collect this kind of stuff, where you do have a partly photo cover. So what they have is they have a drawing, and you also have a photo cover that's like been pasted onto it. So I mean, a photography that's been pasted onto it, right? Like, they used to make like those old newspapers where you would see like everything's been like pasted with glue into one page, then you print it out. It's basically what they did it here, but in color. So yeah, so he's being erased. Yes, in this issue, Captain Marvel is wiped out. Number 97. Captain Marvel Adventures 97. Yes, okay, this is an awesome cover. Awesome freaking cover. I'll show it to you. This is Captain Marvel Adventures number 139. This is really cool stuff. So this is him fighting a suit of armor. I just like how dynamic it is. Very dynamic. You know, with the lines, with the wham here. And it's, what's fun about these is that, like, people talk about like a pre-code horror. This is not pre-code horror. It is pre-code. There are horror elements, but it's not saying that they couldn't exist afterwards. What's fun though is that it was all like jumbled like genres for kids. So in this case, you do have a horror element to it. So this is a haunted armor. And the bottom, you do have something like weird terror. I don't know if that's Savannah. It looks like Savannah. But it says like the world's maddest ghost. Maybe it's Savannah. Who knows? So yes, incredible, unbelievable adventure. Captain Marvel Adventures number 138. And you've got like some fantastic science, you got weird terror. So like there's a lot of fun genres here. It's like I said, it's pulpy stuff. This is like from when we talk about pulp in the 1940s. This is that. This is that awesome era. Although I say 40s, just want to see. I believe this is 138 is late in the game. This might be 50s. We'll see. I mean, still pulp. We'll see here. This is. And I'll show you, it's not a great link comic. It's 1952. It's 1952. So yeah, so we are. Now I'll show you. And yeah, this is a 4.0. This would never get higher. I'll show you why. While the whole comic is there, it's stashed together. There's nothing wrong with it. It is water damaged. I'll show it to you. It doesn't look good. So you've got some water damage here, and along the back. You got some chipping on the side. What you're seeing here, though, is not chipping. This is just like the water damage. And yeah, that's acceptable at 4.0 or lower, not above. Now, I don't mind. And look, check this. The price that the person put back then when they were selling it, $65. And see, and I paid less than $50 for it. All right. I'm going to have to change all these. These are, like, one thing I got to say. It's too bad I had to just change it because like this is ugly. These bags, oof. These will make your comic like get destroyed and deteriorate. Yeah, I'm gonna change these bags this year. All right, got a few more. These better bags, right? Kind of Mylar type. This is Whiz Comics. So like you saw, there was some Marvel Family, there was Captain Marvel Avengers, and this here is Whiz Comics proper, which is the comic where Captain Marvel first appeared. So this is Whiz Comics number 65. He's not the only hero in there. In Whiz Comics, you have others. So there's also Spy Smasher, who you see here, right? There you go. It's him just like getting some bank robbers, like the beginning of like the Batman the Animated Series intro, right? That's basically what this is. And it looks good. This looks better than that comic. So like I said, minimum would be 4.0. This could be a bit higher, maybe 5. There is, of course, aging, and there's like spots here you can see at the bottom. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you see those spots. Foxing. It's not something you could change. It's just like oxidization or oxidation. Not sure. But it's basically just like age happening to your comic, and you can't reverse it. So yes, there is definitely foxing on this comic. By the way, none of these will be going to CGC. This is just for my collection for fun and to own some really rare comics for cheap. This is probably the best looking one. Or maybe it's just because they put in the Mylar and everything's better than Mylar, right? So does this look good? For 50 bucks? Huh? You'd buy it, right? I don't know, maybe? I know I did. I love this stuff. So, this is basically a guy who's selling atomic cereal, and Captain Marvel is saving him, I'm assuming. Yeah, so Captain Marvel and the Atomic Shop. So in it you also have Ibis, Golden Arrow, and Crime Smasher. It's basically like, and maybe you don't know, it's been Detective Comics where Batman was first out. He wasn't the only detective in there. There was Slam Brady, or Slam Bradley, forget his last name. Even the Martian Manhunter started as a detective in Detective Comics in his own comic. So same thing, Whiz Comics is just an anthology of different stories starring different characters, but the main one was usually Captain Marvel. Even Action Comics, by the way. Although Action Comics 1, there's a famous photo of Superman, drawing of Superman, right, lifting the car. If you look at Action Comics 2, Action Comics 3, he's not on the cover, because it wasn't just him in the book. In any case, so yeah, this is Whiz Comics number 82, and probably to me, the best looking one of the ones I have, right, you think? So once again, the colors look good. Very happy with these. And that's it. Now I'm going to take more of your time. You've been a great audience. Now I got to go file these away in my different... you'll see it's at the bottom there is where I have my Whiz Comics collection, my Captain Marvel. So I'm going to have to put them there and put them in the right order. In any case, I wish you all an awesome day. Thanks for being with me, all right? Cheers.